Bonjour mes chers enfants. Bienvenue au cours de français avec votre professeur Smriti. Est-ce que vous avez jamais pensé comment écrire une fable ou un conte en français? Quel temps du verbe avez-vous besoin? Alors, la réponse c'est les verbes au passé. Les plus utilisés sont le passé composé et l'imparfait. On a déjà fait le passé composé et aujourd'hui on commence avec l'imparfait. L'imparfait. Qu'est-ce que c'est l'imparfait? L'imparfait is a verb form that is used to describe things or event of the past. That is, it helps to describe a past continuous action. How people, things and conditions were or used to be, that is a description in the past. And also actions that took place repeatedly in the past, that is a repeated past action. Como formo l'imparfait? So here we will see how we conjugate a given verb in imparfait. So the imperfect or imparfait consists of one word, unlike the passé composé's two-word formation. For each verb, the imperfect is formed by dropping the ONS from the new form conjugation of the present tense and then adding the following endings. So the chart below indicates the proper endings to add for each subject pronoun. For example, with je we have AIS, tu also AIS, with il and elle we have AIT, nous the ending is IONS, with vous the ending will be IEZ, and with il and elle plural the ending will be AIENT. Par exemple, vous aviez faim. That means here we have conjugated the verb avoir in imparfait-vous form. Prenons un autre exemple du verbe aimer. So let's see another example of the ER regular verb aimer. So we take the first person of the plural of the present, that is, we take the new form of the verb in the present tense, we minus or we subtract the ONS and add the following endings according to the given subject pronoun. Let's have a look at the other examples of IR and RE verbs in imparfait. So, the usage of imparfait is describing an event of the past, be it the weather condition or a physical or a mental condition of a person. Par exemple, il faisait beau. L'homme était petit et gros. So here in the first example, we have described the weather condition using the verb faire in imparfait, and in the second case, the description of the man is described as being small and fat. Un autre exemple, la visibilité était mauvaise parce qu'il pleuvait. That is, the visibility was poor because it was raining. So here we have described a state using imparfait in the past. So now we see that we use imparfait frequently in the past with l'heure, le jour, le temps, la description mentale et physique, la description des vêtements, la santé, les sentiments, etc. L'autre usage de l'imparfait est exprimer une action habituelle ou répétée. Par exemple, l'année dernière, je me réveillais tous les matins avant 6 heures. Ici, dans cet exemple, tous les matins indique une action répétitive. L'autre exemple, quand il était jeune, il faisait du vélo. When he was young, he used to ride a bicycle. L'imparfait exprime une situation qui peut être interrompue par une autre action précise. Par exemple, je dormais lorsque le téléphone a sonné. That is, I was sleeping when the telephone rang. That means during the time that I was sleeping, that means my action of sleeping is not yet over, but another action has interrupted. So the longer duration action in the past is imparfait, and the interrupted action which has taken place already is passé composé. Let's see another example. On jouait au foot quand il a commencé à pleuvoir. We were playing football when it started to rain. So that means while we were playing football, we were still playing football and it started to rain. So the action of rain interrupted the playing of football. Another example, Claire mangeait au moment où elle a trouvé un cheveu dans sa salade. Claire was eating at the time when she found a hair in her salad. Let's see this with the help of a timeline. Je lisais un livre quand mon frère est entré dans ma chambre. That means I was still reading a book when my brother entered in my bedroom. Quelques indices pour l'imparfait. Alors, ce sont les expressions avec lesquelles on utilise l'imparfait souvent. Par exemple, autrefois, which means earlier, chaque jour ou mois, that means each day or month, d'habitude, which means habitually or generally, en général, généralement, le lundi, le mardi, parfois ou quelquefois, which means sometimes or most of the times, souvent, often, toujours, always, tous les jours ou tout le temps, which means all the days or months or all the time. So with these expressions, we often conjugate the verb in imparfait because these expressions indicate repetitive action. These are hints of the verbs which we generally conjugate in imparfait. You will observe in the stories that you read that the following verbs are generally conjugated in imparfait. So let's now recapitulate what we have learned today to know more about imparfait. So imparfait is the imperfect past tense in French. It is used to describe states of being and habitual actions in the past. So to sum up, a description of the past, a habit, or a past continuous action indicates imparfait. Let's see the formation again. We take the first person plural form, that is the new form of the verb, in the present tense, and we take off the ONS, that is the ending from this form, and form the stem of imparfait. To this stem, we add the following endings according to the subject pronoun. Let's look at a few examples and exceptions. So you can see in the table given below, aller, avoir, donner, attendre, prendre, vouloir are examples of all groups of verbs conjugated in imparfait. There are only two exceptions in the formation of imparfait. Firstly is the stem of the verb être, and secondly is the exceptional ER verbs, mainly the GER and the CER. So if you observe these verbs in the nous and the vous form, these are exceptions in the formation of imparfait. Let's quickly now recapitulate the usage of this tense. So imparfait is used to describe events in the past that occurred regularly, repeatedly or frequently. For example, l'année dernière, Sophie allait à la campagne tous les weekends. Last year, Sophie used to go to the countryside every weekend. So, the action of going to the countryside indicates a repeated action. Secondly, it is used to describe an event in the past that lasted for a long time. For example, à cette époque, nous habitions à Chennai. At that time, we lived in Chennai. That means there was a time that we lived in Chennai, so we lived in Chennai for a longer period of time. That's why it is an imparfait. Thirdly, imparfait is used in expressions to describe something one wanted to do but couldn't, or to make excuses. For example, je voulais finir mes devoirs, mais j'étais fatigué. I wanted to finish my homework, but I was tired. So something that you want to do, but you couldn't do it. So all these excuses and wants of the past is conjugated in imparfait. Imparfait is often used to translate the English expressions was and the ing form of the verb, or were and the ing form of the verb. For example, je faisais mes devoirs quand Pierre est venu. I was doing my homework when Pierre came. So was and the ing form of the verb. Lastly, it is used for descriptions in the past, be it the weather conditions, how things used to be, or any description related to a person or a thing. Now let's look at the exercises. Pratiquez. Alors dites ce que les gens suivants faisaient pendant le week-end. Alors c'est votre devoir. Vous devez faire une phrase avec ces verbes, avec ces personnes. Finalement, conjuguez ces verbes à l'imparfait. Il y a une petite histoire qui est donnée. Vous regardez les verbes entre parenthèses et vous conjuguez les verbes donnés à l'imparfait. Je pense que vous avez bien compris ce sujet. Merci beaucoup et on va discuter si vous avez des doutes dans le cours. Merci beaucoup.